with the today we start with the Java features. Okay, the Java is a OOP language that was designed to meet the need for platform independent language. हाँ ठीक है हमें Java feature पढ़ियो the Java is a OOP language that was designed to meet the need for a platform independent language. Platform independency is saying that like हमें Java रा application गोटे जगह रे बनेइबा से एप्लिकेशन टा हमें डिफरेंट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम रे रन कर परिबा सपोज मो विंडो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम रे रन कली आ ताको मो डिफरेंट एप्लिकेशन रे रन कर परिबे so Java is used to create a application that can run on a single computer as well as the distributed network. For creating any application we require three parts. One is your user interface, business logic and database. आमे जेतेबेले जे कोनोसी एप्लिकेशन बनेबा हमको तीनटा जिंस दरकार हबो गोटे यूजर इंटरफेस जोठी हमें डेटा दबा तापर होची गोटे होची हमरो डेटाबेस बिजनेस प्रोसेसिंग रहिबो जहां भी इंफॉर्मेशन हमें दउचे सेटा प्रोसेसिंग हबो तापर जाय कि हमरो इंफॉर्मेशन गुडा को डेटाबेस रे स्टोर हबो सो दैट इज procedure for designing any application. First of all we give a input, then processing is happened, then that process information store in the database. So Java is used to create an application that can run on a single computer as well as the distributed network. So based upon this user interface, business logic and database, our application architecture is divided into three parts. One is your single tier, two tier architecture, or next is three tier architecture. So three type of architecture we're using. One is single tier, two tier and three tier architecture. In single tier what happened? Suppose if it is a system, it is a single system. In this single system, all the things are present. Like we have user interface, interface, business logic, next is our database. So three things present in a single system. Okay, and it is a single tier architecture. This one is called the single tier architecture. And same way we have the two tier architecture. So two tier architecture, it contains the two part. So this is called as server. This is called as the server. This is called as the client. Okay, in server, always the what database present. In the server, the database is present. In client, we have user interface. Next is business logic. If business logic is present in the server, then it is called as fat server, thin client. It's called as the fat server, thin client. It is in the two-tier architecture. It is a two-tier architecture. Similar way, it is single-tier architecture. Similar way, it is called as the server. It is called as the client. In server, always database is present. In client, interface is present. If your business logic is present, so here in the client, business logic is present. So it is called as the fat client and thin server. Fat client, thin server. Okay, so it is called as the fat client and thin server. Okay, so it is called as the two-tier architecture. So two-tier architecture is of two type. One is fat server, thin client, fat client, thin server. So where the business is logic is present, so that is called as the fat. So next is what we have another architecture that is called the three-tier architecture. So in three-tier architecture, we have all are separation concern. Means here we have three part. First is database server which is processing your information, then client. So in the database server always is contained database. This server is contained business logic, means which is your processing the information. Client is always contain the user interface. Okay, so all are integrated to each other. Okay, so database, business logic and user interface. So this architecture is called as a three-tier architecture. Okay, so this architecture is called as a three-tier architecture. Okay, so all are separated. Basically, this application is used while you are developing the web application in the Java. So Java support the three-tier architecture. It support the single tier, it support the two-tier, it support the three-tier. So every tier it is supported, so that it is beneficiary to us that the one application by using of one Java, you can create the variety of applications. So that it's saying that Java is used to create an application that can run on a single computer. Single computer means your business logic, database, and user interface all are present in a single system. And another is what your you can say like two-tier architecture. In the two-tier architecture, you have to install the software in the server. The server में software टाको installation करिबा, client मैंने ताको use करि परिबे, जेंति कि banking application ने use होउची, गोटे बैंक रे गोटे server होउची, सब one window माने समस्तनकर window गोटे रहउची. The Java is used to develop a standalone and internet-based application. Means you can create an application that is installed in a single system, or you can create an application that can run in the web server. With the increasing use of the internet, Java was become widely used programming language. So everywhere Java programming language is used. The Java software works everywhere, from the smallest device such as microwave ovens, remote control to the supercomputer. So everywhere your Java is working, like it works everywhere from the smallest device such as microwave ovens, remote control, and supercomputer. So everywhere Java software works. Java program work on any type of compatible device that support Java. Okay, like in the remote control and in your calculator. So everywhere it works. So everywhere the Java programming is working as because it is compatible with any device. So smallest to smallest device Java is working. The primary motive behind developing Java was the need for portable platform independent language that could be used to produce the code that would run on a variety of the system. The first motive is what? Like it is used for platform independent language. Platform independent means you can run your application in any device. Okay, so in any operating system, maybe it is a Windows operating system, maybe it is Linux operating system, maybe it is Ubuntu operating system. So you develop your application in one platform and you can run your application in any format or any operating system. The variety of the application that we are using in the Java, first is application that use CUI, application that use GUI, applets, servlets, and packages. Application that use CUI, character user interface. Character user interface means the application which is run through the command. If you open your command prompt, like earlier we are using DOS command. Okay, so it is a command prompt application. Suppose I move to the D drive, so I write E:\enter. If I move to the D drive, D:\enter. So through the command it is working. So by using of Java application, you can create a CUI application. CUI stands for character user interface application. So it is called as a character user interface. It is called as the character user interface. So like the internet is having coming to the market in the 1990. So after that, we are having familiar with the graphic user interface where we are using mouse. So previously we are using only keyboard, but now we are working with the mouse. So earlier only black and white screen is present, but now what happened? You have to remember the commands while you are going for the user interface. But here what happened? In the GUI, there is no need to remember any kind of command. So when you see the application, you are automatically know that where to give which input. Okay, like if you open the Facebook, there is written where to give your ID, where you have to give a password. So for giving ID and password, there is no need to remember the commands for ID and password. So it provide you interface where you give the input and it makes you flexible and the user can easily understand where to do what work. Okay, so application that use GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Next, applet. Applet is a program which is means earlier when the website has come into the market. So it is a program which is written in Java, but for running the application, we require a one browser. So applet is, you can say, for designing the graphic user interface, we're using applets. But for run this application or for working with this application, we require a browser. So this program is written in Java, but for running application, browser is required. Okay. Similar way, we're using servlet. Java servlet is used in the advanced Java part where we create a robust web application, robust or strong web application. So servlet is a Java technology class which is used for developing the web application in Java. So what is that servlet? So servlet is Java technology class which is used to create web application in Java. Okay, so it is called as a servlet. So servlet is a Java technology class which is used to create a web application in Java. Next is packages. So packages is what? Like it is used to divide your program into a modular part. For dividing your program into a modular part, you have to handle it individually. So that is called the packages. So packages is a program which is used to develop the application and to create a application, and you have to handle it in individually basis. So that is called the packages. Break down the program into a smaller part and handle it individually. Okay, our complex program is divided into a submodule by using of packages. So Java is a platform independent language that enable you to compile an application on one platform and execute it in any platform. So Java is a platform independent language. Platform independent language means you can create your application, you have the application in you run your application in one platform. Like I create an application in the Windows operating system and I run in the different operating system. That is called the platform independent. Now comes to the evolution of Java. In 1991, a team of software developer at Sun Microsystem in USA was designed a language for consumer electronic device. Sun Microsystem is a developing company. It is having in that company James Gosling working as a team leader. He is working a project. That project name is consumer electronic device, means they have to create a software which is installed in a consumer device. Okay, so at that timing they create that software by using of C++ language, and when they're trying to install that software, in the consumer electronic device, then that software is unable to install. So the developer team is think for to develop another programming language which is fitted with any device. So the developer team is thinking for that language, and they develop that language by using of C++. So they give its name. They give its name as Oak. Okay, after developing the program, they give its name as Oak. Oak is a tree in USA which gives coffee. The entire developer team, while developing this program, sat in a cafeteria and they think for that good quality of coffee, they able to develop this application. So that they called it as a what? They call it as a oak. Later, this oak name was renamed in Java. For taking that remember or for taking that memory. Okay, so Java icon is like plate and a cup symbol is there, and where you get the steam over there. So that icon is still present because of the developer team is thinking for that. They are inspired to develop this Java programming language by the good quality of coffee. So that till now the Java is having cup plate symbol is there. Okay, so initially it is called as the oak. Later it is changed to the Java. So first of all, in the 1990s, Sun Microsystem developed a software to manipulate the electronic device. A new device named as Oak was introduced using the most popular object-oriented language C++. In 1993, World Wide Web appeared on the internet that transformed the text-based internet to the graphical internet. So graphical internet has come in the 1993. In 1994, Sun Microsystem team developed a web browser called as Hot Java to locate and run the applet program on the internet. Okay, so for running the program on the internet, where using in 1994 they developed the web browser. So that web browser is called as the Hot Java. In 1995, Oak was renamed as Java. In 1996, Java was established as an object-oriented language. In 1996, Java is considered as an object-oriented language. Okay, so these are the complete history of Java. First, in the 1990, Sun Microsystem developed and manipulate the electronic device. In 1991, Oak was introduced. In 1993, www means which is called as the World Wide Web, means it is called as the database. Okay, internet that transformed the text-based internet to the graphical internet. In 1994, Sun Microsystem team developed a web browser called as the Hot Java for running the Java application. In 1996, Java was established as an object-oriented language. So what are the characteristics are present in Java? The characteristic is one is simple, object-oriented, compiled and interpreted, portable, distributed, and secure. One is simple, one is object-oriented, one is compiled and interpreted, one is portable, one is distributed, another is secure. So why it is simple? Java programmer doesn't need to know the internal function of Java, such as how memory is allocated to the data. Memory allocation and deallocation is happen in the Java by using of memory allocation and deallocation is happen in Java automatically. In C programming, C++ programming, we are using pointer concept. So here pointer concept is removed and this memory management is automatically happen. Java supports object orientation. You cannot say that Java is a fully object oriented, but it supports the object orientation. That is a one benefit. So that what happened? You can enhance the functionality of your program by creating a new program. Okay, so by the customer need, you add the new functionality and create a new application. That is called the object orientation. Compiled and interpreted. Java program are first compiled and then interpreted. After the program is compiled, it is converted to a bytecode. The Java virtual machine then interprets this bytecode and the computer code and runs it. So see that how the Java program is running. So that's the thing I will display. First, when you are creating a Java program, we store the Java program with the extension of .java. So as you know that computer doesn't understand any kind of programming language. Computer only understand the machine language, which is 0 and 1 format. Next, what happened for converting your programming language to the machine language, we're using Java compiler. So Java compiler is used, or here Java compiler is Java C. So here compiler name is Java C. Java C is the compiler name. Okay. So by using of the compiler, it convert the source code to the byte code. Byte code is nothing but it is called the 0 and 1 format. So 0 and 1 format, we are getting a result, but we were not understanding 0 1 format. Human brain cannot understand the 0 and 1 format. We remember the person by knowing the name or by remembering the name. We're not remember the contact number. It is not possible for us. So that the byte code is converted to the machine code by using of JVM. So JVM convert this byte code into the machine code. So for the byte code, by using of JVM, it is converted to the Windows machine code. It is converted to the Unix machine code. It is converted to the machine to machine code. So by using of this compiler, you can convert your Java programming language in the different machine code. So here it's saying that same thing. First, Java program is compiled, then interpreted. Okay, so what is actually it means? The Java program are first compiled and interpreted. So first, you need to understand what is compiler and interpreter. Java is using both compiler and interpreter. Suppose I have written 100 lines of code by using of Java. By using of Java, I write 100 lines of code. And I face the problem in 99 number of line. In 99 number of line, there is an error. Okay. If I use interpreter, so I solve it. If I use interpreter, it start the compilation from the beginning. If you have the 10,000 lines of code and you are in the last line and you face the error, then again compiler starts from the beginning, which is very time consuming process. So here, the compiler is taking a role. Suppose you run your program from 1 to 99 number of line and you have a problem, you solve it. Here compiler comes to the role. Here compiler not allow you to compile from the beginning. It compiled from the 99 number of line. So here two things is happening in the Java. Step by step compilation is happening, but where there is a problem, compiler is present. So which is helping you that if there is a problem, so you don't need to go again. So it is load all the code, means once it is execute, it load all the code into the compiler. Okay, so that for running the application, the Java, it makes you faster than the other programming language. If there is an error, so once it will take the time for loading, but when it runs, then means it runs very fast than the other programming language because all the source code is loaded into the compiler. So compiler is execute over there. Portable refers to the ability of a program to run on any platform without changing the source code of the program. Portable is the ability of a program to run on any platform without changing the source code. Without changing the source code, we run the program. That is called the portable ability. So that already we discussed, like here, like for writing the Java program, you write and store in the .java file. By using of Java compiler, it converted to the byte code. So byte code to it converted to the machine code by using of JVM. So JVM for Windows, JVM for Unix, JVM for Macintosh. Prime Minister Modi is giving a speech and there is a translator is present. He is converting Hindi speech to the English. Then there is a Japanese person is there, which is converted the language into Japan. Chinese person converted to the Chinese language. And if in like if it is Turkey, it converted to Turkey language. So it's just like that. Means it is Java compiler is converted to the byte code. So depending upon the different operating system, they are using JVM. So JVM is converting to the corresponding machine code. For the Window machine code is created. For Unix machine code is created. For Macintosh, machine code object is created. Next is distributed. So Java is designed for the distributed environment for the internet because it supports the various internet protocols such as transmission control protocol and internet protocol. So Java is designed for distributed environment of the internet because it supports the various internet protocols such as TCP and IP. So it support the TCP and IP protocol we are using, and it has the secure feature. Okay, so what is that TCP and IP? When you are giving a request to a server, so at a time lots of people is giving a request to the Facebook. So at that timing all the requests it put in a queue. Okay, so TCP verify that it converted. What is the work of TCP? It convert all our requests into a queue, and every request is converted into a small packet. Every packet contain the sender address and receiver address. Every packet contain the sender address and receiver address, and by using of the every packet and IP address, what happened? It contains the address where we are originating request. TCP is converted our request into a small packet, and every packet contains the sender address and receiver address. TCP also verify that suppose I am requesting for the Gmail and I am getting the response the Gmail account only. So that both are working in the distributed environment. Basically, when you are designing the web application in the Java, this TCP and IP play the vital role. Secure is what Java has built-in security feature that it verify the program that do not perform any destructive tasks such as accessing the file in the remote system. So here we are remotely connected. Suppose I want to install any software on your device. I will take your device as remotely and install the software. So here what happened? If you are not giving me permission, if you are not admit me, then I am not having any authority to illegally go to your operating system and change anything. So as it is a Java operating system, like that, if you install any kind of team viewer or AMI admin in your mobile phone and anybody trying to uninstall it, if you accept it and give the permission that you have to uninstall it, the person cannot uninstall it because your Android is backend by the Linux operating system. Linux is completely written in your Java so that it is not allowed. You can view it, but you cannot modify it. Other person, if they're taking as a remote, then in your mobile phone they cannot do any kind of modification. Even if they cannot scroll the screen also, you have to scroll, then that person will view. So that much of security is present in your device. Various components of Java architecture. Okay, so what are the various components are present? One is Java programming language and class file, JVM, Java application programming interface, or we call as Java API. The first architecture is what? Java programming language and class file. Java program are saved with the extension of .java. So when you write a program, you save with the extension of .java. .java file is compiled to generate the .class file. So Java file is compiled and created .class file, which contains the bytecode. JVM convert the bytecode contained in the .class file to the machine code. So JVM again convert the bytecode to the .class file. So first of all, we save the file with the extension of .java. So by using of JVM, it convert into the machine code. So JVM, so that we have to use the JVM in all operating system. So this is actually the architecture. We store the Java file, and by using of Java compiler, it is converted to the bytecode. Then bytecode is converted by using Java interpreter. Then it is converted to the machine code. JVM perform the base for Java platform, and it is convenient to use in various hardware-based platforms. The major component of JVM are: one is class loader, execution engine, and JIT compiler. First of all, we load the class, then execution engine and JIT compiler. It is called as the engine of Java. Okay, so Java class loader. Class loader is what? Like in C programming, if you write stdio, then automatically your printf and scanf is loaded. Suppose I am giving you tags that you have to display line. For display line, we're using printf. But as I retain stdio.h, that means automatically printf and scanf is loaded. Means for display text, before writing, when I write a program, the program size is 5 KB. After compilation in C programming, for display one line, hello world, it may be 10 KB. But in the Java, if you compare, it is lesser than the C programming, because Java is only loading the particular class or module which is required at runtime. It is not loaded any kind of unnecessary classes. Java is not loaded any kind of unnecessary classes which is not required for it. So that is called the class loader. Execution engine is what? Like it is responsible for, like Java program is converted to the bytecode to the machine code. All the thing is handled by the execution engine. For Java program to machine code to getting the output, execution engine is taking care of it. Next is we are using just-in-time compiler. So what is the work of just-in-time compiler? Just-in-time compiler convert this bytecode into the machine code. For converting the bytecode into the machine code, like 01 format to user format, here we are using JIT compiler. It stands for just-in-time compiler, which is used to convert bytecode to the machine code. So it is a what you can say, it is a work of your another architecture. Next is Java application programming interface, or we call as Java API. Java API is a collection of software components that provide capabilities such as GUI application. So this API is providing you the interface through which you can create a graphic user interface in the Java. It contains some kind of tools and component. By using of that tools and component, you can create the graphic user interface, or you can create a desktop application, you can create a web application in the Java. The related class and interface of the Java API are grouped into the packages. So the related class, like for designing the graphic user interface, the related class are present in a one module. So when there is a requirement, you call this module and you have to use it. So that is Java application programming interface, which is helping you for create graphic user interface application in Java. Okay. So it is all about for today. So in next class, I start with the Java architecture security, and I will show you how to write the fast program data type and what to define the variables. Okay. So maybe slowly in next class we move to the programming. Okay.
Okay.